Where's the kaboom? There's supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
This is Commander Keen 2, Episode 2. The Earth explodes, which is a lie if you play it correctly, but that's what's going to happen if you do not win. Rarely has a title expressed what will happen if you do not win. Usually titles are about the heroes or the villains or the concept, or a particular item, MacGuffin, or thing. But no, this is about what's going to happen if you don't play by the rules. So, the thing about the 3 episodes of Commander Keen is that, though they all play the same, they're all very different from each other. For example, that cola is now a Vorticola. I forget how the point values of these things work, but you do want the teddy bears, which are now shaped like Vorticons, so they're Vortibears or whatever. Those are obviously worth the most, and you'll have to go out of your way to get some of them. Ooh, look at that. Part of the background is animated. So yeah, after having been marooned on Mars and going to Earth, he notices the big old mothership, and he goes inside it. And that's this whole episode, is fucking up the mothership and destroying its ability to destroy 8 key targets on the planet. I'm trying to remember what the major cities are that's targeting. Well, I can tell you when we do it. But let's see, it was let's see, New York City, Paris, DC, Moscow, London, of course. I swear. Oh, Cairo is one of them. That's right. Sydney is one of them, and there's one I'm forgetting. So, yeah. What is the one I forgot? I guess I'll find out after I enter the pause menu. Yep, the doors are all blue now. Also, I like those little red guides because they don't hurt you, you can't kill them, and you can use them as moving platforms of a sort. This is actually quite essential to understand that for this episode. Also, something you need to know is that the colas, unlike in the first game, you can actually jump on them until you collect them from the side or below. So, don't collect the soda unless you think it's not going to be worth it to you as a platform. You know, kind of a severance package. You know, if you're not a platform, you're just going to give me points, okay? Why did I have to fall all that way as opposed to just making me start at the bottom? Your guess is as good as mine. I think it might be because I'm going into the engine room, so I went through like a chute. Look at these girders. The Great Girder Escape. That's right. Shit's on fire. Oh, look! Actual moving platforms. Wow, I've never seen those before in the year of our Lord 1990 Gregorian calendar. Standard-wise. I wonder what... I wonder what the year is in China, by the way. It's like 4,000 something? I don't know. Who knows? Get some chocolates. Oh, yeah. Yeah, slowly getting back into it. Although, episode 3 is gonna kiss my ass. Alright, these guys will take only 1 hit, even though they act much the same as they do in the first game. You know, the yellow shirts. As opposed to the blue shirts that took like 4 damage. So yeah, there'll be a ton of the yellow shirts. And you can kick their asses very swiftly, so they are nothing to worry about. At all. If anything, you gotta be mindful if they jump. So, just make sure they don't jump. Or try to shoot them when jumping, you know? Kinda anticipate when they'll move. That's right. This background looks like wafers. A tessellation of gray, chalky wafers. The 1-up sound is back, and it's annoying as ever. Got some yellow ice, some red ice. It might be Italian ice. Don't know, don't care. Alright, so that robot is easier to deal with than the first game, but he can float, he shoots 3 at a time, and he'll always go back and forth. He doesn't randomly decide to turn left or right. He randomly decides when to shoot, though. But you can dodge him pretty easily. I would suspect as much. Zip Zap Zot. It's my new record album. Whoa. Boy, if you're wondering about the lack of music, you should have been watching the first playthrough of Maroon on Mars, because there ain't no music! Yes, on this channel there'll be plenty of playthroughs in which they don't involve music. For those, I did think about thinking, well, what if someone just had made music for any of them? Yeah, of course, for the first 3, someone probably has. But then what do you do for all the level packs? Does someone make music for them? I know someone's trying to do that for the Doom level packs, so they have unique music for all those things. But, you know, that's kind of what they want to do. Are you stuck, my good man? He was stuck.
With his brains screwing loose. Yeah.
So tell me how your day's been. My day has been, I woke up from the caffeine addiction funk. By the way, withdrawal sucks. I can do it, though. It's just, the thing with addictions is, if it's a psychological one, or, you know, a physical one, and your brain's, it's gonna really feel it. And your personality is gonna be kind of distorted for a little bit while it reasserts what it's supposed to be doing. Yeah. So, just give yourself some space and rest is what I'm saying if you're going through something like that. Although, I leave that kind of work to people who work with, drug addicts and stuff. Which I'm not acclimated to. Going through those tunnels, I'd be proud to say that caffeine's the only drug I've ever really done in that case. Unless you want to count medicine, but I use it as medicine. What I mean is abuse. It might have been caffeine abuse, for all I know. Keycard. You know what? I think Commander Keen is the game that established keycards in DOS games. I could be wrong on this. If someone wants to find out for me, be my guest. But I feel like this is the first game I played. When I was a kid, I was like, all keycards originate here. So we have id-thank. That's not a surprise, though, is it? Oh, wait. Yeah. Okay, so unless there was, like... I mean, there was definitely keys before, but not in, like, multicolored fashion. Or just be more like one kind of key that you collect multiples of to open up a number of doors. Back in the 80s, I imagine. But if you think there's an earlier game than Commander Keen that had a sort of keycard system, I would like to know. Because I'm not really sure. And that, whatever it was probably well before my time. Much like Tennis for Two is before any time of being considered a video game. It's like, it's officially the first one. It's like, by what definition? I don't know, it's crude. Also, did you know that I immediately start the pogo stick? Yeah, no more looking around for that shit. Also, no more of the little side areas. Every level's a full level. Videos should be pretty standard lengthwise now. So, every level gets its due, practically. Some levels, there's a few levels that are actually really simple, if all you're doing is going to the exit, but I will look around at some of them. And that is so I can get a lot of points and ammunition. After playing through this, I realized I got a shit ton of ammunition that I was never going to use. So by that point, you're free to spam. So, you know, if you think the game's too hard, get to that one level with all the ammunition and points in it, and just keep doing it, if you can. You know, force yourself to die so you can get all the points again. And then you don't have to worry about crap. Hell, you even have saving on your side after every level, so there's really no reason you can't do this if you just brute force it long enough.
Oh! No, my yellow shirt, Jamie. Give me back my yellow shirt. Oh, Jamie, the yellow shirt, put it down.
Alright. Look at that. I'm pogoing off the red dude. Yeah, you can forget me knowing the names of DOS game characters now. Although, now that I'm thinking of it, like, bestiaries. I have to go check, but I think there's like a Super Mario Monsterpedia thing. I'll have to see if that's still there. I had forgotten all about it. Back when the internet... Well, it kind of is still, but, you know, more whimsical, and I could find all kinds of weird stuff. I probably still could. I just have to spend, like, hours looking for things. Probably the same way I used to. But then you wonder how I did it without search engines. Well, the answer to that is, I didn't really have much internet before search engines, and that would have probably used some of those that were not Google, like, you know, Ask Jeeves. That was a big one. I don't know what Jeeves is doing nowadays. I don't know what Lycos the dog is doing either. But they've clearly decided not to give a shit anymore. You can still exit through the ship, the Vorticon mothership. Oh yeah, do you like how the map isn't just of the ship, but of, blueprints? If you look at it entirely, it looks like a flying squirrel. Oh, if only I'd bothered to know what that sign was. I bet it's going to bite me in the ass, There's going to be, mods of this that use the standard galactic alphabet, and you're going to need to know what it is in order to understand how to play the game better. I'm sure it has happened, but don't quote me on that. Wonder how the public Commander Keen forums are doing. They still exist as a forum, but as a community, it's just you kind of wonder what they're working on. I don't know. I feel like it'd be very low-key. It's just better mannered than Mario Remix? I don't know. But the great thing is, I think anyone can get into Commander Keen modding. If you just have a level editor, bam, you done. Even more so than a Mario game. Your limitations are only based on, I don't know what they're based on something, okay? There's a little torch on the ceiling. Take this candle off the ceiling. You give it back. Alright. Notice how the red dude can walk over single gaps. Yes, I'm going to wait for him to come through here so I can jump and ride him through the tunnel of love. I mean, the vertical tunnel of love. I guess that's completely different. It reminds me of a hack of Super Metroid that made the whole game sideways, which is technically doable, but I don't want to think about it. But yeah, it's basically the entire map tilted sideways. You'd just be able to do that somehow. I don't know, man. There's a button here. If you press the pogo button, whatever your pogo stick button is, turns out the lights. There's only one reason this is useful, and one reason only. I guess I'll just spill right now. So, okay, it doesn't apply to the babies for some reason, the Vorticon children, but all adult Vorticons are obligated not to jump in darkness. So, much of the game, I'll just have, if there's a light switch, I'll just keep it off the whole time. I think there's only one level in which I need to turn it back on, but for the most part, you're pretty much safe just turning it off and leaving it like that. And in the situation where you do have to turn it back on, it's not even that big of a deal. You just kind of let loose, because they're trapped anyway. That's the weird thing about playing this. I thought I'd have to do a lot more combat in this one, and it just turned out I had to just foil how the AI works based on the level design. That's what makes me think that, a lot of DOS games aren't so much being, super off-the-walls hardcore and more just about, using the design to outwit the program. I prefer that, even if this is action games.
It's the pink Michelin Man robot, and he wants his money back.
Give me my money back. Gonna ride you back up. Ride you back up again. That's what I do. Yeah, there'll be some deaths, but that's okay. We accept that. You should know that there's been a few retakes, and that if I die at least 3 times, I consider a retake. Depending on the length of the level and what level it was. If it's a super long level and I've died it 3 times, it's I just taken 10 minutes out of my day. It's I gotta put that back, close it, seal the box. So the Vorticon babies can't hurt you, but what they can do is stun you for a bit, which can be super annoying in the wrong situations. Plus they can kind of haphazardly wander around the level if you're not careful, like that. Yeah, I don't know what determines their jump height. They're absolutely loony. But apparently they're not mature enough to understand why they shouldn't jump in the dark. Oh well. Alright, I forget what the name of this Vorticon is, but he's a badass, okay? Not only does it take 3 hits, he also shoots back. And he jumps. He's a force to be reckoned with, and it's probably your worst enemy in this episode. Alright, So we're gonna stop them from killing London. Not my Big Ben! No! And then Peter Pan flew around and fought death with Kingdom Hearts 4 Man. Thank you. I keep this topical, no matter what year I'm in. Time is not my master. Oh, really? Yeah. I like how some of the characters look like Kana. That's funny. Well then, how about that? Looks like we're already done with this set of things. I do 4 levels out of 16 for this series. I'll see you soon.